live from Long Island, New York. It's Love, Death, and Taxes, where we talk about the things that are the the conversations that are inevitable around life. Hi, Agnes. How are you doing today?
I'm great. I'm great. How are you?
Oh, okay. For a second, I almost couldn't hear you. But yeah, I am well. I am not only well, I am enjoying the I guess right now is kind of the end of the summer. We're still warm outside, right? But
Ha-
it's we're gonna hit that point where it's okay. It's great weather, but it's not as hot as it was, right?
Absolutely. I enjoyed it. Like in the evening is just perfect. It's not hot
Hmm.
and I'm waiting for the nights to get a little bit cooler, and a little bit crispy. I enjoy that. I really enjoy that. You can sit in a hot
Let me
tub,
turn off.
having a glass of wine. Oh, I love those kind of
Okay.
evenings.
Okay. So we're gonna do another Ask Agnes session today, guys, and the first question that we have is from Jordan. Says they, them. So it could be a girl, could be a guy. Says uneven emotional availability. Agnes, my partner and I have been married for 6 years. And recently I've noticed that I'm always the one initiating emotional conversations and asking how they're doing. I feel like there's a growing distance between us, and I'm unsure how to bring this up without making them feel defensive. What can I do? Jordan. I wonder if this is all in Jordan's head. Who knows? Who knows? What do you
After
think, Agnes?
6 years, they still don't know how to talk to each other.
Well, he's saying I recently noticed, right? So maybe this is a new development. I noticed that I'm always the one initiating emotional conversations.
Well, if there's something going on, there's you live together, you
Mhm.
sleep together in the same bed. I always keep repeating that the most vulnerable that we can be with our partners, it's to lay our heads beside them and be in this unconscious state of sleep beside someone. That's the most vulnerable we can get. And people have no problem doing that because they can do anything they want. They can stab us, they can kick us, they can pinch us, they can do whatever they want. Okay.
You
And
are freaking people out right now because I'm sure some people never even thought about that. Like now they're going to sleep like,
then think
"Ugh."
about it. So you are putting yourself, you're trusting your life. You're trusting your life, okay?
Yeah.
You're putting your life into your partner's hands every single night, but you are worried if you're going to sit down and say, "Listen, my darling, I love you very much, but you know what? Lately, I think that there's something missing there. Is there something that I can do for you?" Or maybe you need something. Please, I'm here for you. Can you tell me? Can we talk about it? Don't start the conversation when they just walk in from work and say, "Oh my God, I had such a effed up day." That's not the time to do it. Why
Right.
don't you set up a nice dinner, or you know what? Better yet, don't do it over dinner, because if there's some heavy issue will come up. There are forks and knives handy, and someone can choke on something. Just you know, but with after dinner, sit down with glass of wine, and let's at the relaxing state. Let's start talking. Let's start talking. Start a conversation on a
So
nice,
you think? So you think?
easy note.
So you think this might be a timing issue? Like she or he might be asking like at the wrong times or bringing up these conversations at the wrong times. Like, yeah, if I'm upset about something or have an emotional issue, I may not want to talk about it right now. I might want to, especially as a guy, I might want to process how I feel. I may not want to whip out my feelings right then and there and spill them all at you because they may not be exactly what I feel. If I'm super angry about something that happened, why am I angry? Who am I angry with? What is it that really is the underlying thing? Like that's how who I am. Like I'll pull apart and the whole situation and figure it out before I say something. So maybe it's a timing thing. You think that that's what it is?
Well, you brought very good point. Men and women process their emotions different way. Okay,
Mm.
different way. So if Jordan is seeing that for some time, so I'm assuming that the person with the feelings that they're not exactly want to open up, they already
Right,
have the time to process that because it's not from yesterday, obviously, right?
mhm, right,
But to approach, if one of the partners it's feeling unsure how to start this. So there is a timing, yes, how to set up the environment for that very intimate and at the same time unsure conversation because you don't know which way will go,
right,
you know? So if someone, I done it in the past. I was setting up myself, like, processing my feelings all day, and
right.
that person comes through the door. Listen, what's going on with you? And like it's like, oh, I attack the person. That was a wrong. That's not exactly good timing, right? So you have to
No,
set the mood for some environment has to say the surroundings have to say it's going to be nice and calm, that they're not going to feel that they have to be on an offense, that
right,
they have to stand back and say, hold on, back away because you are attacking me. They cannot feel attacked. And then nicely, with nice tone of voice and a nice, when they're nice and relaxed, maybe you get them by surprise, but
right,
sometimes that's a good time because this way that person has to make a decision. Okay, either I'm going to continue hiding if there is a problem, or I'm just going to have this conversation. Look, this is what's going on. Maybe I'm upset about something, or there's an issue I didn't want to tell you about. Maybe something at work, might be nothing pertaining to to the relationship. Or like my mother is coming in to stay with us for 3 months, and I don't know how to tell you.
mm,
Things like that. So it's depending. You don't have to jump into conclusion. You have to make sure that you're giving opportunity to your partner to explain, because when we assume the problem, then we
yeah,
tend to come out and attack our partner, right? Is there somebody else? Are you seeing another woman, another man? What's going on? Are they better looking than me? If you went out, you were 10 minutes late, where you're talking to that person. There's, we can, especially women, we can build the story in our head like there is no tomorrow. We can write a book about something that's not
it's
exist.
not happening yet. Yeah. Give me your phone. Let me see it right now.
There you go. And how do you feel later that there's someone is jumping into conclusions? How do you
Yeah,
feel that you're being trusted?
yeah. You're not only you're not trusted, but now you're like, this person is crazy. Yeah, it's well, if you're not doing anything, right? If you're
Yeah,
doing something, then maybe she's not crazy. Maybe she's intuitive, But there's a old a trope, a old meme where it's the girlfriend waking up out of bed and is like beating on her boyfriend or her husband because she saw him do something in the dream, and he's like, what happened? Yeah, maybe he's not ready to initiate the conversation with you yet because maybe he hasn't processed what happened in your dream or what actually happened in real life. Either
you'll
way.
be, you'll be surprised what kind of situation can arise from one's dream. It's like sometimes dream is just a dream, but people, and I'm a true believer of dreams. If I see something that can create another issue. So there's, you know,
Say so.
sometimes dream is just a dream.
Yeah.
Majority of the
Sometimes
time, dream is just a dream.
exactly.
But then again, you have to give someone a room for explanation, especially with your partner. If you're going to show your partner that you don't trust them, that you think that there is a problem because they are emotionally unavailable, there could be a number of reasons. But my advice will be just set a nice mood for a easy conversation without accusations, without breaking trust. Then, after this conversation, if you're going to see some signals that there is some problem, that someone is not opening, just explain how that makes you feel.
Right.
You know, give opportunity to someone to explain. That might be nothing. That might
Might
be
be
nothing.
exactly. I gotta tell you,
We are hopeful.
it's an interesting question because it's like I feel like there's a growing distance between us, and I'm always asking the question and whatever, but sometimes when people tell you about all their feelings, now they're no longer attractive to you because they're too emotional or whatever. It's interesting, and I guess this person Jordan is looking for the connection, so it is what it is. But you're right. Set a mode, set a mood. Um, don't rush them. Don't go at them. Just try to figure it out. And if the person is not interested in talking about their feelings right now, then maybe that's the person that you got involved with and you just don't realize. Um, Scenario. Our next letter comes from David, and David says, "Hi Agnes, my girlfriend has a very close knit friend group,
Hold on,
and
hold on. I have to go and talk to David about his girlfriend now.
very close knit friend group, and I've been trying to bond with them, but I feel like an outsider. They make inside jokes, have long histories, and I sometimes feel left out when we all hang out together." I mean, it sounds like every man woman relationship I've ever heard of. There's a bunch of girls always working. Yeah, of course, you got to give them some space, bro. And then he says, "How can I bring this up to my girlfriend? Yeah,
I would do.
without sounding like I'm attacking her friends." Oh boy, this is going to be a hard one. Hard one for him.
Don't bring that to your
No,
girlfriend. You are
no.
not your group of friends. Stay away
Yeah,
from them.
yeah,
You,
yeah,
you you have to be friendly with them, but they are not your friends.
yeah, yeah.
They
He
were
said,
there before you. They're gonna be here for her after you. Because if you're going to start sticking your nose too much in the group, then it's gonna be someone after you. You have to
right,
let it go.
right, right. It's always an interesting dynamic with the friends of a significant other because, especially if they're the same, they're the opposite sex, right? So, or people who you would be interested in. I can't even say opposite sex anymore. What do we even say in today's world? It's so interesting. Or people who you could possibly be in a relationship with, because there are a few things that can happen there. Number one, when girls get together, they want to talk about you. So they don't necessarily want you to bond with them and be hanging out with them as part of their group because they're going to talk about you. And they want to talk about the other guys that they're dating or whatever. They're not interested in you coming in and bonding. That's number one. And number two, if you are bonding too close with her friends, you might be getting yourself in trouble because now you're bonding.
That's not
And then
that,
the next thing you know, yeah.
that's not the group
Unless
of
unless you're
friends.
into that, unless you're
David, that's not your
into that
group of
sort of thing.
friends. Stay away from them. You have to be friendly with them, but not friends. Let's reverse
No,
let's reverse the situation. You know, like Does he is his girlfriend very friendly with his group of friends? Or maybe he
Maybe
doesn't have
my
any
friends, yeah,
friends.
right, right. Or maybe he doesn't, or maybe she does. But say, forget it. Say he does. Say he does have a bunch of friends. Does he want his girlfriend to know go and bond with his friends group? Not
Exactly.
necessarily. Be friendly with them. Talk to them. Absolutely, no problem. Let's not get credit, but bonding with them is a problem for you because you hear, oh, David, oh, Harry took me to the so and so and so, and you're like, Harry, why are you spending so much time with my girl? That would be disturbing to you. So I don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, go allow for that little. Hey, they keep me outside the
Look,
group.
in every relationship has their ups and downs, right?
Yeah,
Each partner have to have a group of friends where they can go and vent and talk. And you know what, I have a group of friends, of girlfriends, that we will vent to each other, and we will let go and say whatever we want, and then we advise each other, and life goes on, and I can come back and say, okay, you know what, oh yeah, she was right, I should do this, I should do that. But she's gonna be on the same page with me. Oh, this, that, and names will go flying, and but at the end, they understand because they've been married for a very long time to their husbands. They understand that situation happens, and they also will come up with an advice for me if I need it to help
yeah,
me with a problem. That's the right group of friends, and they will be very friendly with my husband, but I'm friendly with their husbands, but
yeah.
we are not hanging out together. We are not going out together. We are not, without the wives involved. You know what I mean?
Right, right. There's no bonding like that, like that. Yeah, it's
Couples bonding,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
but not me bonding with their husbands or vice
No,
versa. No,
I think that would be a mistake.
no.
All right,
So
so
there is a very, very important thing. Every couple should have friends, couples of friends. Every couple should have outlet, group of people where they can go and vent and get good advice. That's very important. If you are isolating yourself, that this is just you and your partner, that creates problems.
yeah,
It's good when you are 17, 18. Oh my God, I love you so much. You're just gonna die. No one exists left. It's just you and me. We are against the world. And when the real problem hits, you have no way to run. You feel isolated. You have no friends. Your family is away, and you feel isolated and you are lost. And you have, in the best scenario of making wrong decision, it's good to have someone to talk to. It's good to have someone to get advice from, just not the girlfriends of your girlfriend.
yeah. I don't know necessarily if that's what you want. You just want to talk to them enough to know what Gucci bag she wants for this Christmas, but not too much more than
Thank you. Exactly.
that. But yeah, it's an interesting thing. So David, you may want to back out of that and leave the bonding just to her and her friends and just kind of be friendly with them. So I think we've got time for one more. Let's
Yeah.
just see. Agnes, I've been in a relationship with my boyfriend for 2 years. This one is from Grace, so it's a her, and we're both in our early 30s. The issue is I want to travel the world and have a less traditional career path, while he's very career driven and focused on building stability. We love each other, but I'm afraid our goals might not align. How do we work through this? Hmm.
How long they together?
I've been in a relationship with my boyfriend for 2 years. We're
Okay.
both in our early 30s. So she wants to travel, less traditional career path. He's very career driven and focused on building stability. You know what came to my mind right away when I saw that focused on building stability? Like he's trying to have a house and kids. And maybe she's not ready for that yet. Maybe she wants to go and do something. Sounds like they're in their
She
early
wants to
30s.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, but that
So
would be a time, you know.
yeah, it's a good time to start family.
Yeah, yeah.
Although I noticed that a lot of women is waiting till they're close to 40 or even
Right.
afterwards. My
Or maybe they're
personal,
done. Maybe they're deciding they're not going to do it. You know what I mean? All right. So let's assume for a second that she doesn't want to have kids, right? I guess that's what, they're in her early 30s. She wants to go and travel the world and do something different. He wants stability. How does she, yeah, how do we work through this? What do we say?
listen, it's a compromise. We have to compromise. There is, maybe simply us going once or twice a year to go for a nice trip, and then after that, let's organize this, let's achieve our goals. It's nothing new, a lot of people is it's looking at that. When you are in a relationship, I think stability is good. Everyone is searching for that, because you want to wake up in the morning and know that you know there's no one coming and lock the door, that you're still going to work, you're going to have roof over your head, you're going to have car that you can drive, and you don't have to worry where's your next meal coming from. That's the basic stability. If he wants to build something more for both of them, then they both will benefit from that, right?
Right,
But that
right,
doesn't mean that the whole life has to be dedicated just to that. Actually, it, I heard that it's very healthy to take small vacation every 3 months, just to escape from reality. I experienced myself that if I'm working for too long, and the stress builds up from nothing. The stress builds up upon
right,
my shoulders, and it's difficult. The joy of waking up, and it's like just the joy of being alive, it's diminished by the stress of everyday life. So that would work for both of them, to get away. It doesn't have to be big, expensive vacation. Where you go and you have different hotels. You don't have to stay in a hotel, 5-star hotels.
no,
You can find something middle of the way, and
yeah, like
and
a
yeah,
little bed and breakfast for the weekend and come back. Yeah, just get away from where you are and come back a little
but
bit.
she wants to travel the world. That can be done as well. Just look for the period of time when it's not not middle of the summer, when it's a little bit cheaper. I'm sure he will appreciate that. If you will approach him with that, okay, you see, we're gonna save so much money if we go here and there at this and this time. That's how I'm planning my vacation. I mean, my vacation don't cost a lot.
Right.
You just have to keep planning, knowing what you're doing. So I'm sure that they can reach a compromise. 1 or 2 vacations a year, not constantly. And if they're together for 2 years, they must have some kind of goals together, right?
Right.
One will think that there will be something similar that they're looking forward to. Otherwise, it's just the lust between them. Just,
I don't know.
oh, that's why they're together. There could be different. Are you guys going to look for a future together? Do you want to live together?
Right.
It looks like you do. So you have to learn how to compromise, and
Yeah.
both people will get their way, because it's in every relationship, it's give and take, right? Someone has to give something to get something. We each have to look for and care for our partner happiness. You are not there to make them happy, but you can help them to have the self love and teach them how to love themselves. But you have to be supportive as well, supportive partner.
Yeah.
And if you
Yeah.
are going to argue with them constantly and trying to get your own way, you're going to find yourself looking for another partner.
Yeah. You definitely want a situation where the two of you are kind of in it. Because she's saying, listen, I'm looking for a less traditional career path. I don't know what that means. Like, is she changing jobs every 3 months, or is she taking uh, 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 temp jobs, or is she maybe a journalist who's freelance or something, but definitely sounds like she's more into a little bit less of that steady thing. And then he's more like, hey, this is my job. This is what I'm doing. I'm going to build this and climb the ladder. And so there, yeah, you're right. It's easy enough for her to pick up and go travel the world and do whatever, but he's not going to want to because he wants to stay where he is. And that is just a difference that sometimes you're going to work out. Or if it's so extreme, what do you think? Does she have to find somebody else? What do you think?
I think so because if it's too extreme, if there is the first thing. If you cannot compromise, if
Right.
you cannot if you cannot achieve that for the sake of the relationship, for the sake of your partner's happiness, uh, then there's no relationship.
There's, yeah, there is. So, ladies and gents, I think that's going to be it for today. Thank you so very much. If you, I don't know where you've come across this or where you're hearing, we're everywhere at this point. This podcast can be seen on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, but you can hear us on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, and Spotify, or anywhere you really are listening to podcasts. If you have a question for us or you want to suggest an idea, I want you to go ahead and send that over to mailbag at lovedeathandtaxes.com. That's our email. So I'm going to send that over there. Uh, However, if you simply want to check us out, listen to it, hear what's going on, can you please also like and subscribe so that we show up uh, in your inbox whenever we are doing this again. Agnes, thank you so very much for your advice and for taking your time to actually answer all these questions. I think we're having fun doing this, yes?
Absolutely, my pleasure. And yes, I think that's very enjoyable, and that, that- I'm hoping that it's enjoyable for everybody. That's definitely for me.
Yeah. All right. All right. So you all take care. We'll see you next week. Like and subscribe.